All right, cool. Well, Swagman, how you doing today?
Not bad, not bad. How was your Australia Day? Happy Australia Day to everyone for yesterday there. Hopefully everyone behaved
Mm-hmm.
and didn't get up to too much mischief. I know Beverly had a barbecue pool day, so all the locals went down to the pool, and my uncle Jeff was cooking the old sausage sizzle up. We had every Tom, Dick, and Harry down in Mandurah traveling, extra coppers down, and yeah, it's pretty full on. Couldn't really go anywhere over the weekend because everywhere you went there was a traffic jam. So we just stayed home, did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's it. I just caught the train. Went to a mate's place for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Had
Did
a
you take?
had a couple of beers and let the baby run around for a bit.
I was going to say, did the wife and kids go as well?
Yeah. Oh, just kid. I didn't have the other kids this weekend,
Ah, yeah, yeah. Nice,
so
nice,
yeah, no, it was all right.
nice
Well,
chill day then.
yeah, no, it was pretty good. No, this is the same mate whose house we always go to when there's some sort of event on. So yeah,
Oh, awesome. Then you gotta like that when you got a
the
train line straight there.
that's it. That's it. The train station is within walking distance of his house, which serves me well because I left my car there today, so I've got to walk there again.
Yeah, I'd be getting on the train pretty early. It's going to heat up pretty quick, apparently. Unless you guys have got rain.
Thanks.
We've got we had drizzles of rain during the week. Like we weren't forecasted for rain, and it was just meant to be an
Mm,
overcast.
mm.
We actually got Friday night. We had the rain hit, and we weren't forecasted for it, but it came.
Yeah, right. Okay. We got a bit of rain this week as well, but again, it wasn't a lot, so I'm hoping for a bit of a downpour today.
Oh, that'd be nice. Just sit out there with a coffee
I'm
in the
just,
rain.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the coffee. It's going to be 34 degrees here.
Oh yeah, but when it's raining, it'd be less than 34, surely.
Not with the humidity in this city, mate.
Oh, yeah, nah, pass. You keep it over there, thanks. Don't bring it here.
So some people tend to forget that Sydney's a fucking swamp.
Yeah, nah, I forgot about that.
We're a
Avoid the city
marsh.
at all cost.
Hmm. That's it.
That's it.
Carry an asthma inhaler with you everywhere.
Yeah, well, bringing that in. Speaking of that, probably good segue into first aid. And
That's
the
why I said it.
importance the importance of having your first aid up to date. Um, it
Hmm.
sort of triggered me because I had my brother come around and he's a trainer assessor for first aid. So every now and again, you'll get a couple of hours worth of work for training and assessing, new people that are going into the workforce or updating their current first aid
Well,
certificates. I
having
know.
having family having family drop around can always be a triggering event.
Yeah, it's always triggering when he turns up. Do this, do that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Yeah, pass. No, it was good. It was good. I haven't seen them in a while, and they listen to the
Mm.
podcast, so at least they're listening.
Yeah, he
Free
does too.
donations to On Track Meals. Yeah, guys, get on there and start buying some On Track Meals. Thanks,
Yeah,
Vivian.
quite
uh,
a few of you guys have gotten onto on track meals, which is something that's surprised me. So that's a big thank you from us. You guys are literally keeping the lights on over here.
Yeah, especially the subscriptions that we pay for using Riverside. It's
Oh,
not cheap. Everyone goes,
it
"Oh, it
is
must
not
be cheap
cheap.
to run." It actually isn't. You can do the cheapest one is $15, and you get the bare minimum basics, and you can't do a proper recording or proper editing And there really isn't any other platform really that is
And
any cheaper, is there? So
no,
Riverside
not
we found is the
really.
best one that we can use. Easy to set up.
And
It's got
even
everything in one place, and yeah,
the cheaper version of Riverside only allows for what 2 hours worth of uploads, which
yeah,
we definitely
exactly.
anyone who pays a lot of attention to our podcast will know that we do a lot more than that.
Oh, 100%. But yes, going back into first aid and the importance of
Yeah,
having first aid on site. Not only have I worked with people who have miraculously somehow gotten their first aid, and I think some of these courses, it's you've paid your fee, here's your ticket, regardless whether you're competent or not, which I feel that there needs to be a change because when a
yeah,
life saving situation is needed and you're relying on your coworker who you know should be trained, you don't want to be standing there, with an untrained person who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing because they just simply got ticked off. Um,
yeah, yeah.
because I've been around people who have had that situation. They've been with work colleagues working and they go, oh, well, I don't know what to do. And they go, well, are you not trained? And it's like, well, of course I'm trained. And it's
Well,
like,
like
well,
what?
then how would you not know what to do? Like even calling 000 would be a fucking start, or like just nothing comes to head. But then also their communication lacks, like how they
Mm,
manage
mm.
to even get through the paperwork. It's like some of these trainers just tick them off, going, "Oh, I understand that your English is very poor, and you're very mediocre at doing CPR, but here's your ticket." It's like, well, why
Yeah,
give it to them? You're putting someone's life in danger by doing that. Like, and they just don't realize it because they don't know what kind of line of work they're going into. All they know
mm,
is that, they've come here, they've paid their 250 bucks to come do a first aid course,
yeah.
and that's it. Tick the box. Thank you very much. You turned up. Here's your ticket. Let's just see you do the hand compressions, and here's your ticket. So I think having some understanding. I know I've had to use the first aid with my son who choked on we were down at the Swan River at a restaurant. Well,
Yep.
I wouldn't say restaurant, but they've made it a restaurant. And he always gets the chicken nuggets or the tenders. Now, for some reason, he started. I'd cut up the chicken nuggets. Usually, I don't have to, but this time he wanted the chicken nuggets cut up. So I cut them up, and then somehow he started to choke on
Yeah.
the nugget. So obviously when he started doing that, everybody's like fucking instantly looked because it was quite loud, and I've just jumped out, fucking chairs flown across half the room, uh, instantly gone into fucking slapping the back and trying to see what it is, and
Yep.
then I instantly remembered training. Like I was like, fuck, I'm doing it wrong. Like I was doing the right thing by what they trained us to do in terms of the back compressions with kids. But then I remembered, fuck, let's go back to
Yep.
Dr. ABC. And I checked the airways and I thought, hang on, I can actually flick this out. This is high enough for me to get behind it and just
Yeah.
push it out. So I gave it two more hits on the back, got my pinky finger in there, and actually managed to just get behind it and just rip it out of his throat. And it was actually a decent sized fucking one in there. It just somehow got lodged, and it was like a burnt end piece that obviously caught through the esophagus, and
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
wouldn't go through. So yeah, be really careful. Like you need to have training. So in those situations, whether you're at work or with family, you can do something about it, and it really is life saving. Now, I did show Cranky just before a rescue resuscitation device. And obviously, because I don't have my camera today and we're on radio, makes it a bit hard to show people. But what it is basically, it's on Facebook. You can obviously look it up as well. I'll just actually go grab it out.
Actually,
And
send me a link to the actual Facebook page, and I'll pop it up on the show notes afterwards.
yeah, we'll do that actually. That sounds like a great idea, and we'll put it up. And what you can do then, you can go to Google or you can look up the company and actually grab this device. Because it is a good resuscitation. I'll put it on top of the fridge. It's called a
I have seen
choking
them.
rescue device. So it
I have-
seals around the mouth. You've got an adult version, and you've got an infant version, and a child version. So there's 3 different mouth cuffs in there that will fit over the mouth. You make sure that this is sealed directly over the mouth, and it's like a plunger, and you just literally plunge it straight out of their mouth. Now, I've got it. I now invested in one of those because of that situation, and we're going to be every time we go out to a restaurant with the kids, we're going to start carrying that around with us. So if that situation happens again, instantly we can go to that. It's set up for them, and it becomes your rescue device. So those that aren't properly trained, just at bare minimum, go get yourself one of these choking rescue devices, because it will help if you're not properly trained in the whole CPR first aid situation.
And I've seen these used before, thankfully not on an actual person, but I can tell you that they do squash down to about the size. They squash down small enough to fit into a handbag or something like that.
100%. Yeah. Now, I'm just looking up. Oh, there it is straight away. Now, there is a few different actually websites with this. So I'm just going to look for the most affordable one. So the best thing you can do is obviously once you see what you're buying, just shop around. Do not go to Temu to buy this. You are talking life-saving device here, an anti-choking device. So do not go to Temu and type in anti-choking device, because of course Temu is going to have it. But you can also buy a parachute from Temu, and I can tell you they do not work. So do not go there buying a life-saving device thinking, I'll use this in a emergency situation, because
there you go. First aid advice from Swagman: do not buy the Temu parachute.
Do not buy the Temu parachute. All right, so this device, obviously, we got it from Facebook when it first came out, so it's quite cheap. You can now buy the whole entire kit, so adult, infant, and child, and it's called the LifeVac Soft Travel Bag Kit, and it has one of these devices inside of that kit, and it ranges from $136. It then jumps to the point where you can have the airway clearance device as well, in a case instead of the bag. So if you want the bag, it's $162. You can also buy the different. There's a middle version as well for $228, which is 2 masks, LifeVac kit in a new case, plus additional LifeVac devices. So that's got baby, infant, child, adult, and what looks to be potentially grandfather size. Senior adult, we'll put it. So it looks like there's about 6 different varies of masks there. My one has 3.
We might see if we can't get a little bit of a discount for these things for our listeners. How about that, Swagman?
Oh, actually, let's give that a crack. We might even reach out, because it looks like LifeVac. Let's see if we can. Yeah, let's give that a crack. We'll see if we can do something. Maybe we can. Wonder if St. John do something like this. I don't think St. John have them. I'm just having a look, making Australia safe. But don't you have a story as well? You're in a situation, or you seen a situation on.
Yes, I do. Yours? I have. Thankfully, it didn't happen right in front of me. This was CCTV footage of a family sitting down to eat, right? And it was an American family, but anyway, they had dad, they had the son, and what I'm assuming was grandma and the fucking family dog sitting in the lounge room having a TV dinner, and suddenly the son starts choking. So grandma gets up and she starts doing these pathetic little back pat things, right? Like almost literally just feathering her hand over the boy's back. And then takes a couple of seconds for old mate, the dad, to realize that something's going down. And he gets up. Mind you, at this point, the fucking family dog is panicking, and it's this little Pomeranian looking thing. So it's running around everyone's ankles, yapping and carrying on, just generally being a trip hazard where you don't need a trip hazard in a situation like that. Well, you never do, but you get what I mean. And yeah, eventually, yeah, the dad does dislodge this thing that the boy's choking on. But I thought there's a whole lot wrong with this video. First and foremost, get rid of the goddamn dog. Right? So I put this comment up. Right? I said, well, look, here's what I would have done. I would have told, as soon as I realized what was going on, I would have told grandma to take the dog outside. That gets rid of two beings that are panicking in the room that don't need to be there. And, secondly, but less important, I wouldn't be doing the Heimlich maneuver. I would have been patting the boy on the back really hard to get that thing out of there, and then lay him down on his side and do the old flick maneuver if it's needed. And the number of people that started replying to that comment going, oh, well, in that situation, you don't think about that kind of thing. You don't have time. And I'm like, I thought about that the second I realized what was happening in that video. I thought, Nan and dog need to go.
Yeah, 100%.
That's basic crowd control. And I was like, listen, if the bloke was trained in first aid, or if anyone there was trained in first aid properly, they would have known that. They would have got rid of anyone extra straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
And again, people are commenting, going, yeah, well, you don't think about that kind of thing when you're panicking. And then I'm like, this is why you get fucking training, so you don't panic.
That's the whole point of literally training, is so you don't reach that level of panic, that you remain calm and go. And especially if you're confident in it. If you're not confident in it, just tell them, hey, I need some more training. Yeah, you need to make sure you are confident in what you are doing. 100%.
I'm really lucky that I work with a bunch of big guys, because they're all plumbers and civil workers, where if I put somebody on crowd control, I know the crowd is going to be controlled, because they're going to listen to this guy. If you've got a 7-foot tall Samoan guy standing there with his arms folded going, stay clear of here, please, you're going to listen to him.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like you get rid of the crowd, you get someone on the phone to Triple O straight away. And these, like I said, even if you are panicking, right, you get training so that even in your panicked mind, you've got something you can fall back on. You have that muscle memory imprinted, so you know exactly how to react to the situation. It's one of the most important fucking things to get done, especially if you have kids.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You need to have it. Need to have that training. So if something arises, you don't panic. You know what to do. You know what sort of crowd control you need to do, and all that sort of thing. Because if you start to panic, that's when things get worse. It goes pear-shaped real fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it gets bad, because everyone else is panicking as well.
Yeah, 100%.
You got everyone else is freaked out. But you can avoid all that by just getting some basic training, even if it's just CPR training.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just get the basics. I know basic CPR training can start from like $80. And if you really want to spend the money, then start moving up in your levels. But yeah.
Or as a boss, pay once a year. You've got to pay for your crew to get trained in first aid.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't cost much. It's only $120 a head or something like that.
Yeah, and do a group training session, which is good.
Yeah,
definitely helps, because I've had the same situations where we were speaking about this before, where you've been at work and a situation arises and the person that you think's got training doesn't actually have training. I've been in other situations where apparently they're the senior first aider to go to if an emergency
Yeah,
arises, and then you find out that they haven't done it in the last year and a half, 2 years almost, and they're out of training. That that I don't know what to do, sort of thing. So
yeah.
it's yeah.
Like I know for a fact that there are training companies in Sydney that will come to your workplace and train the entire team in a day.
Yeah,
And
and they will.
you get that repeated training every year, just so people stay in practice.
Yeah,
Because it's like
100%.
it's
It
one
costs
of
a
the
little
most
extra for them to come to you to do the recording, to
yeah
do like the recording
the,
of the assessment and obviously the training of the assessment.
yeah yeah.
But it is worth having it there. So
It
we
really
also
is.
have
It's
someone
one.
watching us on Twitch. Hello to whoever is watching us on Twitch.
Hey,
It's probably the wife.
one of them.
Well, it's got to be somebody on there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
so book that in and get your staff trained because, like, even if you're in metalwork, woodwork, electricians,
Yeah. Mm.
plumbing, civil construction, just have that half a day allocated at some point during this year and get the training done. St. John will literally come to your workplace if you've got the numbers and they will do the training. And I believe the government is talking about doing a incentive for employers that bring their
Mm.
employees to do first aid training. So it's not out yet, but I am watching closely on it to see if it'll even happen, because they are concerned about the amount of water deaths that people are having lately at the beaches and in dams and all that. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And it's a lot to do with the fact that we work in a dangerous industry as well, not just traffic control, but construction by itself is. There are a lot of construction related deaths every year, um, and they are things that could be avoided if most people got themselves trained in first aid of some sort.
yeah, 100%, 100,
Like
100%.
what a lot of people in our industry don't realize is that most of these guys are now going into their 50s and 60s, and they've been bulletproof their whole lives, except for the one time they're working on someone's roof and they have a heart attack.
Yeah, 100%.
You wanna know that the bloke next to you will sort of have a level head when it comes to saving your life.
Yeah, 100%. And you can
Because
buy mini defibs as well if you really want
yeah,
to go to the extreme. They start as little as $106 from the
don't
med shop, and it's
don't buy
they're
don't
at
buy that from
least.
Temu either.
Do not buy that from Temu. I'm sure fucking Temu have it. There is obviously the heart sign, some what they call the heart sign Samaritan, but that's going to set you
Mm.
back close to $1,500 to $1,600. So it does start as small as $106, and it goes as high as $2,500, $3,000, and even higher if you want to get super advanced. You don't need it. You just need the little tiny one. So if something goes wrong, you can get some sort of rhythm back. So they all do the same job to a degree. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just looking here. It's $97.23. So it's come down in price. It's currently on sale when I click onto the website. Item is currently out of stock. So there you go. It is also NDIS friendly. So
Yep.
it says
Yep.
here, NDIS quote, and notify when in stock. So
Um,
there you go. And that's the newest one out on the market. MedShop have put a deal on it because they want people to have this in their home. That's directly on their website. I'll chuck a link up there in
don't
our
buy
chat.
don't buy the $99 one. That's a training one. It's not a real defibrillator.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
training
I'm
one.
looking at it now. The Call AED Trainer reusable training device, $99. The real
Hang
ones
on.
are.
This one here says Heart Start FR2 FRX Defib Fast Response Kit.
Oh,
Is
maybe
that
it
the
is
one you're looking?
the legit thing. No, I'm looking at something else.
I've just chucked a link up for you to have a look at. But yeah, this one should be $97. It's called Philips Healthcare. And they're all out of stock. So I would say it's the real deal.
I hope it's the real deal. Otherwise, a bunch of people aren't are in
What's from
are in for a bad time.
for $97? I do not want a training device. Put it that way. So from what I'm
There's
reading
one
here,
on LiveCore called the Smart First AED. That's $75.
oh yeah, there you go. It gets better again.
Yeah,
$75, is that a training one? That's a real one.
that's a real one. But again, it
Is it?
remains to be seen as to whether or not these things actually work.
Yeah, so you want to go to the ones that are like, say, Australia. Don't get ones
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
over east and all that sort of thing. So, like your most expensive that I'm looking here from First Aid Kits Australia.com.au, the most expensive is $2,295. But I'm sure if you contact them, you probably get a very good deal. I'm going to go to their very last page and see how cheap it does get.
Okay.
Let's see how AED waterproof tough case. No, we want the AED. Yeah, $1,000 is their cheapest, and that's without there, and that's a trainer. That's not even a defib. That's a trainer kit. So there you go. You don't want the trainer kits. Like that's not going to do anything. So yeah, just have a shop around. I've chucked a link up anyway for the mini defib. It's the most newest one that's out on the market. I remember seeing this on Facebook and on the news. They were talking about it because people were complaining that, oh yeah, you keep saying, oh, we need to have defibs, rah rah, but no one's going to spend $3,000. And it took years and years and years before someone came up with the idea of, oh, let's make a mini version and make it cheap so then it can get into more homes. The problem is it was that popular when it hit the market that it was instantly out of stock. So it just goes to show people do want these products. People want to use in emergency situations if they have to have an AED available to them. And those that are elderly or living by themselves or anything like that, they want to have an AED but can't afford $3,000. So this one, on the other hand, definitely helps. There's so many different kits and bundles you can buy. Yeah, I'm just having a look now through the Australian website.
It seems like there are a few websites that rent them out too.
Yeah, there's ones there where you can rent it out, or you can rent it to try out that particular device if you're not certain on it. They've even got one here called the Zoll X Series 12 lead SPO2, which is obviously your airways, NIBP and defib. So it's a defibrillator as well as one that they that they put on there. You can add all your accessories and stuff and cuffs and all that, your BP cuffs onto it, so it'll do everything.
Yeah.
That is. I'm just trying to look for a price, and it says, "Please send us your information for a quote." I can't imagine that would be cheap. So it really depends what your budget is. But as cheap as $106.95, and when they have stock and they're on sale, it's $97.23 when it's and that's from MedShop. So,
but I mean, if you're a business and you have a lot of field workers, like for example, traffic control companies.
St. John Ambulance, 100%. I'd be using their
Yep.
brands. If you're a big company, you're listening to this, you don't have a DFib. Number one, I think it is by law now, you need to have at least one AED if you have a certain amount of employees in your workplace. I believe it is now written in the bylaws that you need to have it.
We do, but a fat lot of good it's going to do us attached to the wall at the office when someone has a heart attack out on site.
Yeah, 100%. And that.
But
the thing
what
with
I
traffic
was-
control is, I reckon it needs to be in every vehicle. Whether that's locked in a vehicle with a key and only the crew leader can access it, if it's needed. I think the problem is with that is the vehicles tend to become a target for criminals. So if that vehicle's left unattended and opportunity arises, damn well that glass mirror is getting smashed and that DFib's getting taken, and then the company's lost what $2,000-$3,000 on an AED. So I think,
but that's why I'm saying if you're a business, a company, it doesn't hurt to go and rent one.
100%.
I mean, you'd probably, for something that's $1,500, that $2,000, you're probably going to pay $99 a month for this thing.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly
per
right.
DFib. It beats the shit out of forking out $100,000 for 50 of
DFib.
them.
Yeah, and making sure you have all the first aid kits and snake bite kits in your vehicles. The last company I worked for, straight away, that was the first problem I identified and I rectified very fast, saying, why is there no snake bite kits? Why is there no first aid kits in the car? Everyone's out on site. There's no first aid kit. There's no snake bite kits. Now, we work in the hills on some of these jobs, which means that there is snakes all around. You're out on site and the workers are saying, oh, have you guys got a first aid kit? Because there's snakes around and, we need to know where to go. And it's like, well, I don't know where to go because, we don't have first aid kits. And I had one of the workers come back to me and say, oh, when are we getting first aid kits? It's like, I've already rectified it. We're just waiting on the order. I kid you not, by the end of the week of my first week, we had, 23 boxes. And in each box, there was, I would say, at least 30 of these first aid kits. So we just put them in every vehicle. We put them around the workshop, through the office. We ordered about probably 25 plus snake bite kits. But yeah, it's you must have these, like, not only for a compliance thing, but just for a safety thing. On the compliance side of things, if something was to go wrong and you didn't have first aid kit or a snake bite kit, and work safe, investigate, and they said, well, why didn't you have this in a vehicle? And one of your employees got tagged and then they died from it, you're going in for manslaughter. Like, you failed your duty of care. So instantly you're at fucking shit creek. And you're not getting a paddle to help you out of that one. There's no coming back from that.
There's no paddle.
Simple things.
You're going to jail.
Oh, 100%. Simple little things that employees have been ignoring for years and years. That's not going to happen. I'll just get a fine. No. The laws have got tougher and they've got a lot more worse. And when I say worse, I mean worse for the employee for breaching. And a lot of the old timers still believe in the old ways of, fuck it, I'll just get a fine, I'll cop the fine. Well, no. If you breach these new laws that have come in, and you don't listen to the advice of your safety advisor or your HSEQ manager, I can tell you right now, if you say no to one of their policies that they're trying to introduce, or even advice, every safety officer is making notes, every conversation. Even if you think they're not making notes and they're just sitting in the office, I'm going back to my chair and I'm going, I spoke to the boss, manager Bill, on XYZ date at this time. These were the people that were in the office at the time. This was the conversation that was said, A, B, C, and D. And this was the outcome of this meeting. And I'm going to send that to myself. And then I'm going to send that to the boss as well to make sure he knows I've recorded it. Now, if the boss turns around and go, I don't want any notes taken on this meeting, doesn't matter. The
You
notes
got to
will be
take
taken.
notes.
Notes will be taken because if you ignore our advice and something serious goes wrong, your ass is grass, but my ass is covered. Because I'll say, well, this is the conversation I had with him, coming straight directly to if we were to be investigated by WorkSafe. WorkSafe investigator comes to me and says, oh, did you speak to the boss about, Tommy fucking getting bitten by a snake? Did you ask him to have first aid kits? Yeah, I spoke to him on XYZ date, but he ignored my advice and said, we can't afford it, or, oh, yeah, it's on the list of 100 things to do. I can, and then I describe what happened in that meeting. He'll go, okay. And he'll go back to the boss. My ass is covered. Now, the boss is going to probably try and throw me under the bus. Oh, no, we didn't have that conversation. Well, I got it recorded. So you
That's
cover
the
yourself.
11th commandment. The
Cover your
11th
ass.
commandment. Cover thy ass. That's right.
Cover thy ass. Because if you don't cover
But
your
if,
ass and something goes wrong, yeah, you're up shit creek. So regardless of what interactions you have, if you mention it as a safety thing in your workplace, if your boss ignores you, take notes, because if somebody asks you about it, you can go, yeah, I tried. These are the notes.
Yeah, exactly. Just write everything down or record everything, especially if they tell you not to.
Yeah, 100%, because all they're trying to do is then
I've,
cover their own ass, throw you under the bus.
Yeah, I've worked for quite a few companies that have tried to pull that one, and it hasn't worked out so well for them. Let's just say I'm still in business and they're not.
Yeah, well, that's it. And the last company I worked for, I told them of a situation. Hey, so this was, I went into work, let's say it was a Monday. And I said, hey, we can't be putting greenies in the field. Somebody's going to get hurt. We've obviously had a near miss call on this situation that happened on the weekend. We need to rectify this problem, not send any greenies out in the field because they're not properly trained. They've only had 3 days training. Something's going to go wrong. I kid you not. 3 days later, not only did this greenie get assaulted, but they went out with another greenie who had only been in the company for about a month. She got assaulted. The site wasn't set up correctly. The police were called because the traffic controller was assaulted by a member of the public. And the company's response, oh, but they've had their traffic control training. From that situation, because my advice was ignored, the situation that happened, WorkSafe got involved. WorkSafe investigators turned up and they issued the company with an abundance of work orders that needed to be complied with, or they were going to shut their gates essentially. You can't forge paperwork anymore. If you fraudulently make up site visits or you fraudulently doctorate paperwork to say you've done something when you haven't, WorkSafe is going to say, show us video evidence that this has been done, that a site check has been done on this date. Now, if you don't produce that, it's an automatic fail.
Now, what's more, you've told me the story about these girls before, and I believe that the girl got assaulted because she started to mouth off at this member of the public.
Correct. Yeah, because the member of the public ran her down. Well, nudged her with the vehicle, told her, oh, can you wait a second? We've got a crane movement happening. Please just wait there before I can let you in. And the member of the public started pushing the vehicle against the traffic controller. So, obviously when that happened, because she's untrained, she didn't obviously know, hey, I'm just going to move out the way and, just let this lady through. She stood there, and obviously then it turned into a heated confrontation. She escalated it into a sort of I'm not going to repeat what was said, but in the term she used, it got quite angry. And then another member of the public came down, seen what was going on, and just straight up just involved themselves in the situation. So it escalated again.
It's not just about having your first aid, your traffic control tickets. In this case, it's also about having some sort of idea of customer service as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It comes down to self-preservation.
Yes. Yes.
You got to know when the situation's going to boil over. Okay, and an experienced TC or anyone experienced in the workforce would have been able to tell this person's getting aggressive. It's time to remove one of us from the situation. I may as well just let him go.
Yeah, and just let what's going to happen. Warn the boys down the road. Hey, we've got a vehicle that's going to come through. I've tried to stop her. She's nudging me with her car. I've got to move. I'm going to get run over. Get off the road.
I
And just
mean,
let them know what's going on so they can get clear of what's going on. And
you report it as a bat runner. Your team
Yep.
leader will probably note down their number plate, take it to the police, and we'll deal with it from there. We don't deal with it on site. Don't go
And that's
yelling
the
and screaming
important
at the
thing as
person.
well, making sure you have a senior with them. In this situation, there was no senior. There was one person
Yeah,
in there
exactly.
that had been with the company 1 month. Wasn't trained enough to be running their own site, let alone being the senior person on site. And the feedback, not only from the client, whose last day it was on the job as well as a supervisor for their company, but the cops as well said, oh, maybe you don't send greenies into the field. Now, I took that feedback back to the company and they just said, oh, who gives a shit what they say? I don't give a fuck what they say about that. Now, to me,
Yeah.
that instantly raised it for me is I need to take notes of this. And I did. I took notes of the situation. And it didn't, again, obviously WorkSafe got involved from that point onwards because the police reported it. And obviously that other company must have reported it as well for WorkSafe to instantly get involved. So I left the company after that point because I thought you just don't care about duty of care, which was my argument.
Yeah.
We've got a duty of care to make sure that our employees are not in danger, that they are with someone trained. You can't just, easy side road close, small job, it's just a pull lift. We'll just send out an inexperienced person. Well, no, you're not. It's not a simple thing. You're still dealing with members of the public. You're still dealing with road closures. It's not that end of the road blocked off, that end of the road blocked off. Oh, yeah, simple site. No, you're dealing with members of the public still. Like,
you got to have someone on each road closure, even if they're not entirely visible, to be there just to make sure no one runs through the cones, because cones won't stop a car.
no.
And neither do signs. Apparently, people will read the sign and then just be like, "Oh, but that doesn't apply to me. I can."
Or
I
they
can go.
don't follow the route that you've even set for them in the cones, and they still somehow go on the
Yeah.
opposite side of the road, which you can clearly see that there's something going on. Why would you drive into that? It's like some of these people come from a country where that's normal for them, where there's constant construction and you can just drive through their site. In Australia, you cannot drive through a construction site if you are not authorized. It's as simple.
I've had a number of people pull up to a road closure. It's a small road closure. You can see what's going on from the road closure. We got a trench dug across the road because we're trying to fix a water leak or something, or discover where the water leak is to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's like a 600 mil deep trench, because that's how deep the water services go here.
Yeah.
And they'll still pull up and go, is there any chance I can sort of get my car past that? And I'm like, can you not see the excavator, the tipper truck, and the flatbed truck that are all parked horizontally across the road?
Yeah. It's
Okay. Can you not see that there's something physical blocking the road at the top there? Oh yeah, but I just wondered if I could sort of get my car around that. No, you can't sort of get your car around that. That's why the road's closed.
It's blocked off for a reason. It's not blocked off because maybe we might let you through. It's blocked off because you're not getting through. That's the biggest problem.
And again,
that we face in traffic control.
That can cause one of two reactions. A lot of people will start getting heated, and other people will just go, "Okay, fair enough, I'll go around." And that's why it's important to have an experienced TC on site who can deal with these things and knows how to talk people down, or give the correct directions to someone who's a bit lost or something.
Yeah. Oh, and not only that, the person that was also on site found out that their first aid training had lapsed. So if something had gone wrong, who was trained, what the person that was the injured was the only person trained.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that got assaulted was the one that was trained. But unfortunately, at the age of, this young person was only 18, 19, and the other person not much older.
Yeah.
And I'll just add backpacker. Just to add
That's
it to the
another.
Mixerville thing, it was a backpacker that was
Jeez.
there. Just so it wasn't even an Australian. You've
So
got a backpacker, and then the one that
not
got assaulted
only
was an
does
Aussie.
yeah, not only does she not have a lot of experience with traffic control, she doesn't have a lot of experience with just life in general.
Life in general in Australia. So,
And especially no experience with Australian road rules.
yeah, 100%.
'Cause
So
I'm guessing the road rules in WA aren't all that different
they're not
to
that
the
much
ones.
different. No, it's just you guys have got the hook turn. We don't have a hook turn thing here.
We don't have a hook turn.
You
That's a
got that
Victorian
rail.
thing.
Well, that's Victoria then. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got the hook turn there. We don't have that.
The only sort of strange thing we have that I don't know if Perth has is the trams.
Yeah, we don't have trams, unfortunately. They are trying to bring it in. They're
Hmm.
trialing it, I believe, at the moment, but I can't see it working because Perth can't drive at the best of times, let alone merging with a tram or understanding what this tram is doing. People are just going to get fucking confused. They're going to merge into it. There'll be a crash with it. Something will go wrong. It hasn't been. Our roads aren't infrastructurally fit for vehicles to be involved with trams here in Perth, and it's unfortunate that we have stupid drivers here that every morning, it doesn't matter what fucking time of the morning, you go onto the Kwinana Freeway, hit a certain part of Thomas Road, and bang, we're banked up for the next hour and a half because some fuckers decided that they want to drive 80 in the right lane and the person in the left lane's going about the same speed. But what they don't realise is they've created an on-flow effect behind them. And it starts to go for a kilometre, then 2 kilometres, 3 kilometres, and it gets longer and longer and longer. So by 7 o'clock in the morning, you're fucked. You're not going on the freeway. You're going to spend an hour and a half just to get into the Perth city.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a joke. Our roads just ain't set for it. We've got 2-lane traffic in some areas that we should have 4-lane traffic. We're just not there.
You know what our problem is? We've got triplicate public transport systems in some places and crickets in others.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, take the CBD of Sydney. We've got buses, we got trams, and we got trains, the subway.
Yeah.
They all go to the same places, right? But then you come out here where we actually need public transport out west, and there's bugger all. Like, it's going to take me 45 minutes when I'm finished doing this to catch the bus down to the station.
What?
And that's half an hour of waiting.
Yeah, right. That's
for
insane.
said bus. Yeah. So where's our tram? You know how good it would be to have a tram that goes all the way from, because my car's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, your day's gone.
But like how good it would be to have a tram that goes directly from, say, Campbelltown station to the middle of the outer suburbs of Campbelltown. That would help a lot.
Yeah.
But 100%. no. Instead, fucking Leichhardt needs a tram and a train and buses.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I would love to see a tram in Perth. I really would. It'd be awesome. But I think it would complicate things even more because people here just can't, for the life of them, drive. I'm sure if they did create it, all of a sudden we're going to have a tram tax. Like there'll be some form of new tax that comes in. Because some people use it, but a lot of people don't use it. So we're going to have a tram tax. And then what are they going to do on the roads to create that tram to make it go places where it needs to go? Like you're just going to. We've got a train line that literally hits nearly every single suburb in Perth. So it almost defeats the purpose of having a tram. But because we're interlinked into the main city hub, and it sort of branches off like that. But places like Beverley don't have a tram because it's a small country town, so there's no sense of having it there. You go down to Albany. Albany doesn't have a tram. It'd be good to have a tram in Albany because, yes, it's a small country town, but it's big enough to have it, and there's not so many idiots. But then you get the holiday makers that fuck up that area. So it's a hit and miss. It's a double-edged sword. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's time to start talking about our sponsors there. So
Yes. So Swag HQ. Let's get this rolling. Obviously, being a part of Swag headquarters myself, watching it grow from where it's been is pretty awesome. So if you've got a life goal, you need some content for your business, organic content at that, hit up Swag HQ. And not only will Quinton help you with your business in terms of content creation at a bloody awesome price, it'll be organic, your business will grow, and you will see number changes. And that is Swag Headquarters, Quinton Tafoa. Now, if you can't find it, you can't get a hold of Quinton or whatever, reach out to myself through the radio, through our Facebook page of either the Shonky Traffic Controllers Facebook page, and
how good is that going lately?
I want to say a big shout out to Shonky Traffic Control Facebook page and everybody on it. We have over 2,500 followers now. Unfortunately, we have had to block a few people and what I like to call Dannies, who obviously, yeah, we call them Dannies, those that make idiots of themselves, or just if we put up a serious post and somebody pulls the piss out of it, I instantly block them, because as much as we're talking about Shonky Traffic Controllers, there is serious subjects like bullying and misconduct, which was the most recent one that I put up, because I seen in one of the posts that a member had called another member a derogatory term, which I won't repeat.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Started with F and ended with got. So you fill in the missing letters there, and I instantly blocked that member. And he was that's what triggered me to put the post up of, hey, we're not going to sit here and bully each other. We're here to de-stress, put out our Shonky Traffic Control, and that's it. That was a big no-no for me. So, and I've had to block 6 people from that post and from the page because of their comments back to that post.
A lot of people seem to have gotten the idea that it is a page for bullying, which it's not. It's a page for learning and a page for corrective behavior.
100%. So it's not there to target other members. We're there to pull the piss out of each other in terms of our jobs, make fun of ourselves, and make fun of, well, not make fun, but report shonky shit that is happening and learn from their mistakes.
And hopefully ask some people.
There's banter and fun banter, and everyone's going to have some fun banter. We'll tolerate the fun banter. We'll allow the fun banter. But when you start getting personal and to a point where it's deemed, I'm not even going to warn people now. You're just going to get blocked. And if you think you're going to make fun of the page or what's going on there, I'll just block you. It's no skin off our nose. We've got 2,500 followers and it's consistently increasing. We get 30, 40 requests a day to join the page, but we vet each person. And if you've got a brand new Facebook page, you ain't getting on there. If you're a scammer, you're not getting on there. Stop sending us requests. You're not getting on.
If you don't answer just one of our 4 questions, you're not getting on there.
Yeah, it's 4 questions. If you can't answer 4 questions, you're not getting on. Because it shows that you're just there to spy, or you're a scammer, or you're an AI robot. So it's just not going to happen. The other, moving on from that, the other sponsor we've got, let you go.
On Track Meals.
On Track Meals.
Yeah. So, I want to tell you about something that's been a game changer for my work as a TC, right? And absolutely, that is On Track Meals. So I'm actually reading this from a little script I made up.
Yeah, nice.
With On Track meals, you can enjoy delicious, nutritious meals no matter where you are. On Track meals are made from high quality local produce and are 100% Australian made and owned. They are not freeze dried, so you get the fresh taste of real food without any preservatives. And I'm going to add this in here. I had the what is it? The ginger coconut chicken the other day. Oh, mate.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite ones.
And I'm going to chuck this in here. They have actually released a new product now called the Go Box. Go Bucket, sorry. The Go Bucket.
Go Bucket. Okay, what are you getting at?
Well, I don't know yet, to be honest. They're going to send us one, and we will unbox it.
Awesome. That's going to be absolute ripper. All right. Well, thank you for On Track Meals for that.
So
don't forget to also add your promo.
Yeah, I will in a sec. Where was I? They don't need refrigeration, making them perfect for any adventure, especially life on the road. You want to have one of these in the work ute or in your car all the time. And like I said, it came in handy for me the other day because I sort of forgot my lunch. And there it was, On Track meals. I had the ginger coconut chicken curry and some sweet coconut rice pudding. Oh, and you know
pudding's
what?
My favorite. I actually like the pudding is like
absolutely.
And the best part about the pudding is it actually tastes like you've cooked it fresh.
Yeah, it does. It does. Especially like the curries. The curries are not. You can tell that they're not deliberately hot, which is something you don't get in a lot of these pre-cooked meals. Like, 2-minute noodles. You can tell they're just hot for the sake of being hot. On Track meals actually takes care to make the heat part of the flavor.
Yeah, 100%. It's all trialed and it's been tested, I believe. So that's how they've managed to balance the flavors and the ingredients, the herbs and the spices. Is it's all trial and error.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
So one of my favorite things about On Track meals is how easy they are to prepare. Just heat and eat. No fuss, no mess. And with a variety of options like slow-cooked Australian steak, coconut ginger chicken, like I just mentioned, and sweet and sour pork, there is something for everyone. Whether you're hiking, camping, or just need a quick meal on the go, On Track Meals has got you covered. So next time you're planning an adventure, make sure you pack On Track Meals. Real food wherever your journey takes you. So
awesome.
As Swagman mentioned before, we have a promo, which is ontrackmeals.com.au/in the zone. And then when you get to the checkout, just type in the zone, all capitals, in the zone 10, and that'll give you a 10% discount off your final price. So awesome. It's absolutely fantastic. Some of the meals, not some of the meals, all of the meals are just amazing. And I think you can buy an individual MRE because they literally are. These guys make food for the army. MRE ration packs. I think, what are they, about $15 a pack if you buy them singularly?
Yeah.
And something like that. And then, like I said, they're now introducing the 3-day Go Bucket, which is a $220 product. That has your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner in it. And it comes with my favorite thing, a bunch of flameless ration heaters.
Yes. That is literally the best thing about that.
I mean, you put your little food bag inside the big FRH bag. You dump your little your heating element in there. Put maybe 60 mils of water in there. 12 minutes later, you got yourself a cooked meal.
Yes, and they are bloody amazing. I can't stress enough how good any of it is, because it is. As you can hear from Cranky, they're amazing.
Mm-hmm. Which I'll put those details in the show notes as usual. And as everyone knows, us as TCs, most people in our industries only get a half-hour lunch break. That 12 minutes is fantastic because it's only half of that. You got 12 minutes to cook and another 18 minutes to eat.
Yes, 100%. Now, the other thing that we have a sponsor for, another lovely sponsor that has
Mhm.
come on board, is Bellow Bliss.
Yeah.
Bellow Bliss is the shower steamers. Chuck them in your shower, and they just decongestion through the nose, through your chest, makes everything amazing. Yeah, get on their website now. We are still working on a promo code. Every time we come on here, we say we're working on it because they're still working on it. We are working on a promo code with you guys, so then you can get a discount on them. But they do every now and again. They are throwing big discounts out there, 15%, 30%. So yeah, it is a great company to get on board. They've got 3 different types on there. You got your eucalyptus, you've got your relaxation, which is your lavender one, and then they've got
Mhm.
like a lemon one that's there purely for a nice smell through the body. And it is all their products are amazing at Bellow Bliss for your shower steamers. The one I use the most is the eucalyptus one for decongestion, which is, yeah, it's great. It gives a nice smell off in the bathroom after you're finished as well, and more than one use sometimes. So I usually get about 2 uses out of it before it fades away. You just chuck it in your
Yep.
soap
Yep.
holder, make sure it's leaking the water out so it doesn't build up in one place and clog it all up
Mm.
and make it look all yucky and disgusting. Just chuck it into a soap holder that can drip through the water through the other end. Even if it's like a little cup that you've poked holes in and holding it like you've got that sort of holder up high, somewhere
Mm.
where it can drain the water out and get the fresh steam through. It will
Yeah.
literally create a whole different atmosphere for your shower.
That's it. They are
That's it.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm going to be ordering my
100%.
first lot pretty soon.
Yes, awesome.
And I
We
really
can,
can't wait for them to get that affiliate program set up, because as soon as we hear about that, you guys are going to hear about it too.
yes. And if you're a small business and you want to have a shout out on our company, reach out to us, and we'll give you guys a shout out on our podcast. I've just thought of it just now. So for the next week, let's just make it for the rest of the month. Why not? For the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
month, we're gonna, any business that reaches out to us through Shonky Traffic Controllers, or even via our email, you can get your company shouted out on our next recording, which will be next week. So you've got a
That's it.
week to get your business into our podcast, and we'll give you guys a shout out.
Yep. Hey, before we go, I got one more question for you, Swagman.
Yes.
How much do you like free money?
I love free money. I
Because
always
that
love free
is
money.
free money is exactly what you'll get if you sign up for an account with Raise.
What?
They're an absolute savings boon by using micro investing. So, allow me. Imagine this: every time you buy a coffee or grab lunch, Raise rounds up your purchase to the nearest dollar and invests the spare change. It's called Roundups. This is one of their products. They've recently brought in another one called Jars, which I will talk about soon. It's like saving without even trying. But that's not all. With Raise, you can set up recurring investments. So a little bit of your money each week, in my case, it's $100, goes into your investment account regularly. It's a great way to build up a habit of saving and investing over time, right? And the best part, Raise offers a variety of investment portfolios to match your financial goals. My one is actually in property. They do buy houses, and you can invest little bits into those houses. And I think they have a few projects going for malls and things like that too now.
Oh, awesome.
So that sees the money skyrocket. Where was I? Okay, and your financial goals and risk tolerance. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned investor, there's something for everyone. So you got your basic startup profile, which has very little risk, but it doesn't climb very far either. And then, like right at the top, you got property, which is where I'm at. Plus, Raise provides educational content to help you make informed decisions about your investments. And with top-notch security measures, you can try So if you're looking for an easy way to start investing, give Raise a try. Download the app today and make your money work for you. And just the same as with On Track Meals, I will be putting in an affiliate code for Raise in the show notes. So if you get started and you type in that invite code after your first $5 invested, they will give you another $5 for free.
That is awesome. $5 free. Take it. I want it.
It's yours.
It's
yours for free. Exactly.
Awesome.
It's a fantastic thing, and it makes an incredible savings tool, because when you go to withdraw your money, it takes maybe 2 or 3 days for them to sell the shares and eventually move the money back into your actual bank account. So that takes away the temptation to be like, I've got $60 in savings. Should I keep it there? Or I can very easily just go and buy a case of beers. No, you cannot waste that money. You need to actually have a plan before taking it out.
Yeah.
So you got to be thinking, okay, I have Rego coming up in 2 weeks, so I'm going to set that withdrawal from Raise into action, and then we'll go from there. When the money comes in, I'll do my Rego.
Yeah, 100%.
Or something like that.
It is awesome. That is like a awesome way of saving money. Obviously, there's multiple ways of saving, but that is by far the best one.
It's one of the best I've come across, and I've been using it for years. I've been on Raise for about 10 years, so since it was called Acorns back in the day.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
But
All
anyway,
right, guys.
yeah.
I think that's all our sponsors at the moment for now. We'll catch you all next week.
Yeah.
So keep
all
safe and keep sending in your shonky traffic controllers posts onto the website. We love seeing them. We love reacting. You guys have been amazing, and we'll see you guys all next week.
You guys are doing a really good job on that page.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Take it easy.